What if humanity's greatest failures could be its most profound lessons? A somewhat sobering thought, isn't it? Yet it's a question we must ask, as it's through history's lens that we learn, grow, and hopefully avoid repeating the same mistakes. As we journey through time, we find the pages of human history are not only filled with tales of triumph and success, but also with narratives of failures and blunders. Some of these failures have been so monumental that they've altered the course of history, resulting in immense destruction, pain, and loss. The world wars, for instance, stand as stark reminders of the devastation that can arise from a failure in diplomacy and humanity. Over 80 million lives were lost collectively, and the political and economic landscapes of entire continents were shattered. Then we have the development of nuclear weapons, a chilling example of a failure in ethics and restraint. Born out of the crucible of war, these ultimate instruments of destruction pose one of the greatest threats to our existence. Global warming, a contemporary crisis, represents a failure of environmental stewardship. The consequences of our relentless exploitation of natural resources are now coming home to roost, with the planet's climate undergoing unprecedented changes. Let's not forget the horrors of war crimes and genocide, epitomizing failures of laws, morals, humanity, and empathy. From the atrocities committed during the Holocaust to the ethnic cleansings in various parts of the world, these dark chapters serve to remind us of the depths of depravity to which humans can descend. As we delve into these failures, remember each one has left an indelible mark on human history. They are not merely events of the past, but lessons for the present and warnings for the future. And it's only by acknowledging, understanding, and learning from these failures that we can hope to build a better, more enlightened world. So brace yourselves as we embark on this journey through the greatest failures of human history. Be prepared to confront some uncomfortable truths, but also to find hope in the resilience and potential for growth that lies within us all. The world wars, a testament to humanity's capacity for destruction, stand as colossal failures. These monumental conflicts, which consumed the globe in the first half of the 20th century, were triggered by a complex web of political, economic, and social factors. They were also marked by a failure of diplomacy, as nations were unable to resolve their differences peacefully, leading to devastating wars. World War I, often referred to as the Great War, was a cataclysmic event that resulted in the deaths of over 20 million people. It caused unprecedented destruction, uprooted millions, and reshaped the political landscape of Europe. The war was a product of nationalistic fervor, territorial ambitions, and a tangled web of alliances that escalated a regional conflict into a global war. Following a brief period of uneasy peace, World War II erupted, dwarfing its predecessor in terms of scale and devastation. This war claimed the lives of over 60 million people, making it one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. The war was fueled by ideological differences, territorial expansion, and the failure of the League of Nations to maintain international peace. The world wars had far-reaching effects that extended beyond the immediate death and destruction. Economies were shattered, societies were torn apart, and the world map was redrawn. The wars also led to significant technological advancements, but at a terrible cost. The development and use of nuclear weapons in World War II marked a new era of warfare, raising profound ethical and existential questions. The aftermath of the world wars also saw the rise of new political ideologies and the reorganization of global power structures. The Cold War, a period of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union, was a direct result of the power vacuum created by World War II. The world wars serve as a stark reminder of the devastations of conflict and the cost of failed diplomacy. They underscore the importance of fostering peace, promoting dialogue, and preventing the escalation of conflicts. They are a testament to the catastrophic consequences of humanity's failures and a call to learn from our past to build a more peaceful future. The advent of nuclear weapons, a failure of ethical boundaries and restraint, forever changed the stakes of warfare. Born out of the tumultuous period of the Second World War, these weapons of mass destruction epitomize our ability to harness the power of the atom, but also our capacity for unprecedented devastation. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 demonstrated the horrifying power of this technology, wiping out entire cities in an instant and causing suffering that would last generations. The development and proliferation of nuclear weapons since then has led to an era of fear and uncertainty, with the potential for global annihilation lingering over humanity's head like a guillotine. The knowledge that we possess the power to destroy our own species yet continue to build these weapons is a stark testament to the failure of ethical restraint in our quest for power and security. Nuclear weapons underscore humanity's potential for self-destruction. Global warming, a failure of environmental stewardship, threatens the very planet we call home. This phenomenon, characterized by a steady rise in the Earth's temperature, is a direct result of human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation. Our industrialized societies rely heavily on coal, oil, and gas, releasing vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun, causing the Earth's temperature to rise, a process we know as the greenhouse effect. While a natural occurrence, human activities have significantly accelerated this process, pushing our planet into an unprecedented era of climate change. Deforestation, another culprit, exacerbates global warming. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, acting as natural carbon sinks. However, as we continue to clear forests for agriculture, urban development, or logging, we not only release the carbon stored in these trees, but also lose crucial carbon absorbers. The effects of global warming are far-reaching. Rising temperatures lead to melting polar ice caps and glaciers, causing sea levels to rise and threatening coastal communities with flooding and displacement. Changes in climate patterns also lead to more extreme weather events, from severe droughts to powerful storms impacting food production, water availability, and even human health. But global warming does more than just alter our physical environment. It also threatens biodiversity, as changing climates can disrupt delicate ecosystems, leading to the extinction of species unable to adapt quickly enough. We must also remember that global warming is not just an environmental issue, but a social one as well. The poorest communities, often the least responsible for these carbon emissions, are the most vulnerable to climate change, facing threats to their livelihoods, food security, and even their homes. Global warming is a stark reminder of the need for sustainable living. It's a wake-up call to change our consumption patterns, to transition towards renewable energy, to protect and restore our forests, and to rethink our relationship with the planet. It's not just about saving the Earth. It's about safeguarding our future and the future of generations yet to come. War crimes, a failure of laws and morals, represent some of the darkest moments in human history. These are serious offenses committed in the heat of battle, often characterized by egregious violations of human rights. Instances of war crimes are numerous and span across different eras and continents. The rape of Nanking in the late 1930s, where hundreds of thousands of Chinese civilians were brutally murdered by invading Japanese forces, is a chilling example. Another is the My Lai massacre during the Vietnam War, where American soldiers killed and tortured unarmed Vietnamese civilians. Such acts are not only a failure of laws that govern warfare, but also a failure of basic human morals. They highlight the terrifying potential for savagery and inhumanity that can arise in times of conflict. War crimes remind us of the depths humanity can sink to in times of conflict. Genocide, a failure of humanity and empathy, is perhaps the most chilling of all failures. It refers to the systematic extermination of a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group, a deliberate action that defies our shared human values. Throughout history, we've witnessed horrific instances. The Holocaust during the Second World War, where 6 million Jews were systematically exterminated by Nazi Germany, stands as a stark reminder of humanity's capacity for evil. Similarly, the genocide in Rwanda in 1994, where approximately 800,000 Tutsis were brutally murdered by the Hutus in just 100 days, illustrates the depths to which humanity can sink when empathy and understanding are replaced by hate and prejudice. Genocide forces us to confront the capacity for evil that exists within humanity. It's a stark reminder of the need for vigilance, empathy, and respect for each other's humanity. While these failures cast a long shadow, they also hold valuable lessons for the future. The catastrophic wars remind us of the importance of diplomacy and peaceful resolution of conflicts. The creation and use of nuclear weapons emphasize the need for ethical restraint in scientific and technological advancements. The ongoing crisis of global warming highlights our responsibility towards environmental stewardship, showing us the dire consequences of neglecting it. The horrific instances of war crimes and genocides underline the significance of upholding laws and morals, even in the face of adversity. They also remind us of the fundamental importance of empathy and respect for all humanity. These historical failures, though deeply tragic, serve as potent reminders of the road we must not tread. They illuminate the path to a more peaceful, ethical, and sustainable world. In understanding our past failures, we hold the key to preventing them in the future.